everybody. Mrs. Z here. Doesn't this look like fun? Well, I tell you, it is fun. It's a beautiful, sunny Saturday morning, and I am at the Viets house, my neighbors, and I am sitting here waiting for my friend Ainsley to come home. She's at the neighbors doing the chores. She is a special gal to me. Many years ago, I did a lot of subbing in the elementary school in our little town, and Ainsley was in my first grade class when I subbed for a teacher for 4 weeks. And I learned pretty fast that Ainsley's a special gal. And I found out that she has chickens, and she raises these chickens for her FFA project. So I asked her if I could interview her so you could learn more about chickens. And she said, sure. So we're gonna sit here, and when Ainsley gets back, we're gonna head out to the chicken coop, and she's gonna fill us in on how to raise chickens. This is Ainsley. Hi, Ainsley, how you doing?
Great, how are you?
I'm good. Now this is early Saturday morning.
Yeah.
What are you doing up so early on a Saturday morning? Aren't you supposed to sleep in?
Well, I gotta feed my chickens. There's no sleeping in when you have to take care of your animals.
It's funny how animals want to eat, even if it's Saturday, right?
Yep.
What are you feeding these chickens?
Well, they get 3 scoops of chicken feed a day, and it's Purina layer mix, and it's called Feather Fixer. That way it has extra protein so they can grow their feathers back during molting season.
And when is molting season?
Right now.
It is?
Yep, it's from early fall and late summer.
I never knew that. I thought it was in the spring.
Nope. They molt off all of their summer feathers so they can grow back nice, warm down for the winter.
Cool. And what about egg laying? Do they kind of taper off egg laying during molting season?
Yeah, molting season, a lot of them will quit laying because they have to focus all of their protein into building those new feathers.
Cool.
And then even during the winter when you don't get much daylight, they don't make as many eggs either.
Hey, somebody told me if you put a light in the chicken house in the wintertime, that'll make the chickens think the daylight is lasting longer, and they'll lay eggs in the winter. Is that true?
Yep, that's what I do.
You do it?
Yep.
And does it mean that you get just as many eggs in the winter as you do in the summer?
It depends. If you leave it on all night, you usually get way more.
Cool. You guys have learned a neat little trick. If you want your chickens to lay more eggs in the winter, put a light out in their chicken house, and they'll think it's daylight. Isn't that cool? Can I look at that chicken feed?
Yeah.
Let me just show these guys what it looks like. Looky there. I'm expecting to learn a lot from Ainsley today. Are you ready to go to the chicken coop?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Well, we haven't reached the chicken house yet, but Ainsley is pointing out these pens back here to me. What are they for, Ainsley?
They're called our quarantine pen. You guys probably know a lot about quarantine, given the state we have lately.
Boy, don't we ever.
But when I get new chickens or after I've shown them at the fair, they have to go in here. That way they can't transmit any diseases they've gotten to my full flock.
Your what flock?
My full chicken flock.
Everybody your
else.
Full chicken flock? Yeah.
Yeah. That way, if they do have diseases, they stay in here for 2 weeks so they present those diseases and we know what's going on. And then the rest of my flock doesn't have to get sick.
What kind of diseases do chickens get, Ainsley?
Well, there's lots of respiratory illnesses, and that makes them sneeze, and they have runny noses and coughing.
I didn't even know a chicken had a nose.
Yeah.
And can you see if they have a runny nose?
Yeah, if you look.
Oh my! Can they die from these diseases?
If you're not careful, they have to have antibiotics, which you usually have to get from the vet.
And do you give it to them through their feed?
It's injected.
Really? I didn't know you could give a chicken a shot.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of trouble with diseases?
Not really. We're pretty safe around here. I've only had one that I've had to give antibiotics.
Well, super.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue the trek to the chicken house.
All right.
Ainsley, I'm hearing some crowing here at the chicken pen. What's going on in there?
Well, I've got 3 roosters, so in the mornings and really any time of day they crow, and it's to assert their dominance.
Well, there he is. He's definitely asserting his dominance well this morning.
Yeah, that's Clovis. He's our top man.
So, do chickens fight for dominance like any other animal?
They do. They have a very strict pecking order. That's where the term comes from, actually.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Clovis is anxious to get out of there. So, are you ready to turn them out?
Yeah, let's get them fed and we'll open up the coop.
Okay, before we do, tell us about how many chickens you've got.
I've got around 40. We add every spring because we like baby chicks.
Oh, do you buy them or do you hatch them?
We do a little bit of both. When I have broody hens, I will hatch them, but usually we just buy them.
What's a broody hen?
It's a hen that wants to sit on eggs and become a mama.
You mean not all hens want to hatch eggs?
No, a lot of them just want to lay their egg and get out.
Well, how about that? All right, we're going to watch as you turn those chickens out.
All right.
Thank you, Ainsley.
Yeah.
There they come. Da, 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 da.
There's Clovis.
Which one? This one?
This one right here.
Oh, he's pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to fight you, girl.
He likes to try.
Are they mean?
No, he just wants to protect his ladies.
Should I pick up a stick?
You should be alright.
Oh, he is telling us what's what in the chicken coop.
Yep. Knocked over my bucket.
Oh, man. There they are. What kind of chickens do you have?
I have all sorts of chickens. I have Orpingtons, which is what Clovis is.
Okay, wait. Orpington?
Orpington.
Orpington?
Yep.
Clovis is an Orpington. Do you
Yep.
guys see Clovis on here? That biggest rooster right in the middle. Oh, he just crowed for you. Okay, what else you got?
I have Barred Rocks and a
Okay, wait a minute.
Sussex.
Barred Rock. I know what they look like.
That's her.
They're the black and white
And this one.
checkered kind of look. Yep. Okay, what else?
This is my Lavender Sussex.
Oh, that's pretty. It's a light gray.
Yeah. This is a Sapphire Gem. She's one of my favorites.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, they're a very good egg-laying breed.
Do you try to get breeds that lay good eggs?
Yeah, and we get a lot of exotic breeds just because they're pretty.
Yes, exactly. Do you have any fluffy-headed ones?
Technically, yes. But he's kind of bald right now.
Is he molting? Oh, he's there in the in the
there
food.
he is. He's a Polish, but yeah, he's molting, and a lot of Polish, the other chickens will eat their feathers because their head feathers apparently look real tasty.
Whoa, how about that?
Yeah.
What about those white ones?
Those are called California Whites. They are an egg-producing breed, and I actually got them from my neighbor.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Now, I remember when my grandma had chickens years ago when we'd go to see her, she always had white ones, but I don't
Yeah.
know what breed they were. What about that itty-bitty, little bitty one with, that's beautiful,
Yeah.
the white with the black highlights?
Yeah, she's called a silver-laced sea bright. I might be able to catch her. Here, Dizzy.
Oh, can we see it up close?
Yeah.
All right.
Her name is Jackie.
Jackie.
She's my show chicken at the fair.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
she's beautiful. Has she ever won a prize?
She did. We got grand champion.
Oh, good job. Hi, honey.
She's very sweet.
Oh, she has a good temperament, looks like.
Yep. It's rare for the small birds to be so sweet. Usually they're very flighty
Really?
because they are very much prey, even
yeah.
more so than the others since they're so small.
They have no way to defend themselves, do they, except to fight?
Except to run.
Run
or
and
use their
Stay
little
and
talons.
use their little claws.
Yep, you can see.
Look at
They
their
have pretty sharp
toenails.
little claws.
Oh, wow. That's a beautiful one. Can we see the wing?
Yeah.
Spread it out. Isn't that cool? Yeah. You did a good job, Ladybird. All right. We better let her eat her breakfast.
Yeah.
Ainsley, what made you decide to get into chickens?
Well, we've wanted chickens for a long time, and since my neighbors had chickens, I was always over there playing with theirs. But
Aw.
my dad wouldn't let us have chickens when I was younger. So finally, we just decided to bring some home.
Oh.
And so we built our coop and brought some chickens home.
Very good. Is this a good thing for kids to do, to get into chickens, you think?
Absolutely. It teaches a lot of responsibility, and you get to play with these amazing chickens. And you can even show them if you get the right breed.
How do you go about showing them?
Well, if you're in 4-H or even open class, you can show in your county fair.
You mean you don't have to be in 4-H to show chickens?
No, you can show an open class. That means
Cool.
anyone can show.
And I have heard that a lot of people who live in the city now, some cities are letting people keep a certain, like 5 hens. They
Yep.
won't let them keep a rooster, but they'll let them keep 5 hens contained in their backyard.
Yep,
So it's more of a possibility than it used to if you don't live on a farm.
indeed. And you get nice farm fresh eggs, and they taste so much better than the store-bought eggs.
I think they do too, Ainsley. Indeed, I think they do. Yeah. Clovis is really happy this morning.
Yep.
Very happy. Do you like being an FFA?
I love being an FFA.
My kids were all in FFA and they loved it too. Why
Yeah.
do you like it?
Well, you get to go to a lot of contests, and it's a lot of fun, and you meet a lot of new people. And also, the leadership aspect of it and doing community service makes it really rewarding.
I really loved how it taught our kids how to be in front of people and how
Yeah.
to take the lead. It was the best program out there that I saw for teaching leadership. So if you guys have an FFA chapter in your school, check it out. You don't have to be a farm kid to be an FFA.
Right. And these guys are actually my SAE, my Supervised Agricultural Experience.
I always got that mixed up too.
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, there's a couple different things you can do. You can work for someone, or you can have your own business like I do.
This is actually your business.
Yes, I sell the eggs from my chickens. You can see this is my
Oh,
brand, AV Eggs.
Look at that. She's got her own brand. AV Eggs. Ainsley Viets Eggs.
Yep.
I love that, and the chicken claws on it.
Yeah.
Oh, nifty. Okay, you sell the eggs. What else?
Yep. And sometimes I will sell chicks if I have, like Jackie, she's an exotic breed, so I could sell her eggs or her chicks.
Would they be fertilized? Do you have a male?
Yeah.
You got a male in here somewhere.
Yeah, I don't really know where he is. His name's Alex.
Alex.
He might still be in the coop. He's kind of
I hear somebody
scared.
crowing in there.
Yeah.
Come on out, Alex. We want to see your beautiful self. I hope you get lots of eggs.
Yeah.
Now, how long does it take for... Wait, well, first of all, let me back up. What does it take to have an egg that will hatch?
Well, you have to have a hen that will lay the eggs and a rooster that can fertilize them. And then you have to have them either in an incubator or under a broody hen for 23 days.
Uh-huh.
And there's very specific conditions in the incubator that have to be met for those whole 23 days. And it can vary by a couple of days, but usually it doesn't vary very much.
Yeah.
So you can see them as early as 21 or as late as 25.
Okay, so I know a lot of people think that if they get some eggs at Walmart, they can hatch those eggs. Is that true?
No, those hens have never had a rooster, so they will not have fertilized eggs.
I see. And so you could have those eggs from Walmart sitting in an incubator forever and they still wouldn't hatch, right?
Nope, they would just sit there and get rotten.
Exactly. Oh, wow. I love hatching eggs. That was something our kids, when they were little, we did together. We had an incubator
Yep.
and we hatched them, and that was a lot of fun. So if you guys ever want to watch the process of hatching eggs, that is something you can do right at your house. Go to a farmer that has chickens and see if he'll sell you some fertilized eggs
Yeah.
and hatch them. It's a really neat experience.
It's very fun. We used to do it in kindergarten.
Oh, I think I remember taking some eggs right before they were going to hatch. to
Yep.
The kindergarten class.
Yep.
So they could watch them hatch. Anything else you want to let us know about chickens?
Just that they are so much fun, and I definitely encourage you to do your research on them if you're going to get them.
What do you
I
mean?
think you should. Well, you've got to know what feed they need and how much water they need every day and what conditions they need. Like, I have a completely enclosed run, that way I can't get any predators in.
Yeah.
And they have to have a coop like this. Not necessarily just like this, but they have to have nesting boxes and places to sleep.
Uh-huh.
And especially if you're going to have roosters, you have to make sure you have enough. You have to make sure you have enough hens, because one rooster needs about 8 to 10 hens to be happy.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, Ainsley, how can you train your roosters so they don't get mean?
Well, a lot of what you have to do is become the top of the pecking order. You have to assert your dominance. If he's going to try to attack you, you have to stand your ground and just kind of stare at him. And if he does attack you, give him a gentle kick. That way he knows, hey, that's not cool.
And you're the boss, not him.
Yeah. Alternatively, if you raise them from birth and you cuddle them a lot and hold them, they will be a lot nicer.
Really?
Yeah.
I have an aversion to mean roosters because I was
Yeah.
attacked by my grandma's rooster when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So it's good to know there's ways of dealing with it.
Yeah.
I prefer just to scream and run if they come running at me.
It works
Which makes
too.
them happy, right? 'Cause that means
Clearly.
that they're in
Yeah.
charge about me.
Yeah.
What kind of predators? You said you have to have this completely enclosed fence and even has something on the top, the net on the top. What kind of predators get them?
Almost everything. Chickens taste good.
Oh,
So
we
you've
know
got-
they do.
You've got coyotes and hawks and owls. Even snakes will come in and get baby chicks or eggs. Raccoons, possums, almost anything that could be considered a predator will get them. I've even had the cattle get in here and get one. Not on purpose, but it got trampled.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And my dogs also really like chickens.
Oh, we've had trouble
So-
with our dog.
We have to be careful.
Yeah, we really had to train him to leave those chickens alone.
Yep.
Oh, there's a new one. Now, do the roosters ever fight?
Sometimes ours are pretty good about not fighting. They've got their pecking order established because the roosters actually have a separate pecking order from everybody else.
Uh-huh.
Because you've got your top rooster, and then everybody else falls in line. And, well, you saw the Polish earlier, the fuzzhead one. He's on
Yeah.
the bottom of the rooster's pecking order
Aw.
because he gets picked on.
Uh-huh.
Clovis is the top, and then we have Speckles. He's
Oh, let
a
me
bantam.
show him Speckles. Oh, he's a bantam. What's
Yeah.
a bantam?
It
Let's
means
see.
he's smaller than the standard breed. So like Jackie that you saw,
Uh-huh.
she's a bantam and he's a bantam. They're two different sizes of bantams, but they're still both classified as bantams.
He's pretty big for a bantam.
Yeah. And then Alex is also a bantam. They're both in the middle
Yeah.
of the pecking order.
He there.
Yeah.
Oh, looky.
Since she is a bantam, that's her full-grown size.
Oh, that's cool. She's a bantam. That's why she's so little.
Yeah.
Ainsley just went in the house to get some eggs that she's gathered from her chicken coop.
Yeah.
And she's going to show us the real farm eggs. What
Yeah.
you got there?
So I get a couple different colors of eggs. You can
Okay.
see them there.
Oh, wow.
I get really dark brown ones, and then I get these lighter blue ones and green ones. Some
Where's a green one?
right here.
I've never
I can
seen a
grab
green egg. Looky there.
Yeah.
Is that the one you would cook if you want green eggs and ham?
Well, all the eggs are the same color on the inside, but you can add food coloring
That's
to
true.
have green eggs and ham.
There you go. Okay.
So I get white ones, just like you get in the store, and then these brown ones, which are pretty common from your normal egg layers. And these dark brown ones are from an exotic breed called Morans.
Oh, I've heard of Morans.
They're very fun.
Ainsley, is it true that when chickens start out laying, they have small eggs?
Yeah, that's why this one from my Moran is from a new layer. But this one's pretty big. It's from an older layer.
So the egg grows as the chicken grows.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. But they all taste the same, right?
Yep. Well, all of these will taste like what mine do, but they don't taste the same as the ones in the store.
No, I think they're a lot better getting them from the farm.
Yeah.
If you have a neighbor that has chickens, you might ask if they have an abundance of eggs, if they'd sell you a couple of dozen. Because they're a
Yeah.
lot better for you.
And my eggs, you can see some of them are kind of dirty. I don't wash my eggs.
Why?
They have a protective coating put on at the very end called the bloom, and that's what keeps the bacteria out when the baby chicks are forming. But it also keeps bacteria out when they're not being formed, and so you can store them on your counter instead of having to store them in the fridge. But once they're washed, they have to be stored in the fridge.
I never knew that.
Yeah, they'll last for
Oh,
about 3 months out on the counter if you don't wash them.
that is amazing.
Yeah.
We learn something new every day. Ainsley, you are amazing. Thanks for
Thank you.
teaching us today about chickens and about eggs.
Yeah.
All right. One more thing, Ainsley. Do chickens have teeth?
They don't. They have a smooth beak with a tongue in it, but they have something called a gizzard. And some people actually eat the gizzard.
I've eaten gizzard before. I like it.
Yeah. But they'll eat small rocks. It's called grit. and that goes into their gizzard, so when they're trying to digest any hard stuff like corn, it grinds it up, and then it can pass through into their systems.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Awesome. There you go. You learned something else.